Today at Audio City USA, we're going to be bringing you the first 5 mods you should do to your car before you touch anything else. Let's go. So before we get started, be sure to like and subscribe to Audio City's YouTube channel because we bring out videos like this every week. Now I'm here with Gio because he is our in-house expert when it comes to modifying vehicles. Without further ado, where should we start when it comes to modifying a car? Your number one thing, what would you recommend?
So I know it's tempting. You got your first car, you want to throw a bunch of power at it, you want to put a bunch of mods, but the very first thing you got to do, Andy, do your maintenance, guys. When you first get your car, make sure your belts, seals, hoses, everything is good. All the rubber bits especially, because they wear out over time. And the last thing you want is for a belt to go out while you're driving.
That is very true and very underrated to the point where I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate, knowing that you've bought a car and you've thrown a big old turbo in it and you haven't done the maintenance. And bam, I've certainly done it. Rick's seen my old Mercedes blow up. Here's a picture. My Crown Vic almost blew up, and that's because I wasn't doing the maintenance. So that is absolutely vital.
First thing.
Now, after that, what is the second thing that you would recommend people do as their first mod?
Second thing, guys, you got to go with wheels and tires. Make your car stand out because that's the first thing that's going to make you look different than every other Civic out there.
It's true, and they're paying him to say that. I'm joking. But in all seriousness, regardless of whether we're at Audio City USA or not, it is important. Wheels and tires are going to make such a big difference to the way your vehicle stands out, as you just said.
For sure.
And I mean, it can change, an older car and make it look a whole lot more modern. Now, if you had an E46, just let's say hypothetically you had one.
If I did.
He does. What wheels would you put on it?
Personally, okay.
Money, no object.
Money, no. I like the ones I have on mine. My CSL wheels, they're like the M3 CSL wheels. Honestly, that's what I went for. I wouldn't go with anything
You wouldn't
else.
change it?
I wouldn't change it.
Very nice. Third on Gio's list of mods you should do to your vehicle, what do you think they should do?
We're going with suspension, guys. If you got your new wheels, you definitely want your fitment like tucked or super clean. So what you're going to do, lower your car suspension, make the ride quality a lot nicer, maybe a little bit more stiff, but it's definitely going to transform the entire feel of the car. So suspension is definitely next on my list.
So you would put suspension as the third item, but when do we get to the power? If I've just bought a Civic, I want to throw a giant turbo in it, when do we get to that point? Or is there something that we should do before we get to that?
You got to consider, if you're going to be going way faster, way more power, how are you going to stop?
So I guess that leads into the fourth thing on your list.
You need brakes.
Brakes.
Guys, you got to do your due diligence before you do all your power, because next thing you know, you're going 120 miles per hour with a turbo. You're not going to stop. That's a problem.
That's something I'm sure happens all the time.
Oh, yeah. You
buy your $300 eBay Civic, well, with the way the economy is now, your $3,000 eBay Civic,
right,
and you put your $500 turbo in it. And you're doing insane launches, but your brakes burn out, and
that's the problem.
You should make sure you can stop as well as you can go.
Definitely.
That's a given.
Up next, fifth mod, I'd say really basic cosmetics. Now, these can be small, but they can really go a long way.
Interesting.
On both of my E46s, one of the first cosmetic mods I did, angel eyes. Now, these look incredibly good on really all European cars, BMW, Audi, Mercedes. Open up the headlight, put those LED light rings in there, completely modernize and transform the look of your car. And again, those are super cheap. They're like 30, 40 bucks on eBay.
But you know what? It makes such a difference when it comes to modernizing a vehicle. And on that same sort of note, I'm sure wraps are a great way to go about that too. Especially if you have a little bit of paint fade or some scratches. It'll just hide all of the sins of your vehicle, make it look modern,
and really stand out.
And stand out. And I mean, Rick just recently wrapped his car. It went from Mercedes silver to black. Let us know in the comments below which one you prefer. I personally like the black.
Looks great. I like it a lot.
And on that note, you could probably do tints as well. Make sure it's legal. I mean, we run dark tints, but don't take our advice. Just do what we say. Do as I say, not as I do type of thing.
Just roll down the windows.
Yeah, roll down the windows when you're going through Glendale. Please remember. But it's those sort of basic cosmetics. I know what you're saying. That really just like make a vehicle look fresh and new. And then I guess you're more excited to drive it.
Definitely.
And work on it in the future.
And then your vehicle is going to feel extremely like...
It's going to feel like dialed in. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
The brakes will work. The suspension's going to work. You're not going to, especially if you have like cut springs on the vehicle, you don't be on the freeway, boing,
bouncing,
shoots out.
Spring shoots out.
What do you guys think of Gio's list? Let us know in the comments below. Do you agree with it? Would you wish he put turbo as number one? Let's talk about it. And if you need advice when it comes to wheels and tires, Audio City USA is the one-stop shop. We have advice from experts who've been in this industry for over 30 years, and they're car enthusiasts. So please get in touch with us today. The number is up here. We also have it in the description below, or go to AudioCityUSA.com. Talk to them today. Tell them about your build, and they'll be able to help customize your dream setup. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next one coming out. I'm Andy.
I'm Gio.
And we'll see you guys in the next video.